Hello, everyone, and welcome into the Q&A show. My name is Bob Theriot, and thank you for joining us here tonight. If you saw my promos during the week, you got to see that we're going to talk about a serious subject here. I think it's something that taxpayers, especially if you live in El Paso County, you're going to be very, very interested in hearing my next guest and what we have to say. And we encourage you to participate with us tonight. I want you to take our ask us questions. We'll answer questions, and let's interact. If you're watching this show live, do me a favor and hashtag live. Don't be afraid to comment. Hit that like button. Hit that share button because you're going to want your friends to see this. This is a very important topic. So thank you guys for joining us here. And if you happen to see this show later on down the road in an archive or replay, go ahead and hashtag replay. That also tells us that you saw the show later, and that helps us out a lot. Before I go any further, what I want to do is I want to talk a little bit about our sponsor for the show, and that is Innovair Air Conditioning. The summer is upon us, you guys, and it's going to be getting really hot. So if you are looking into converting your air and you're looking for a reputable company out there, you need to give them a call. You can also look them up on Facebook. They have a big Facebook presence, and they also have a website. So Innovair Air Conditioning, they'll be more than happy to help you. Ask for Justin over there. He's a really good guy, and I'm sure he'll be able to help you out. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later on. So let me get to what I wanted to talk to you guys about, okay? So what's happening here in El Paso, and I actually got this information from the Bail Coalition.
American Bail Coalition.
Yeah, American Bail Bonds, right? Coalition. And what they're really saying is that El Paso County is an all-in-one bail is all in on bail reform right now, but it's not what you might think. Is El Paso trying to identify cases where poor or destitute defendants who shouldn't be in jail but should be placed in some alternative arrangement such as drug or mental health treatment? And it's not even close, okay? Instead, El Paso is engaging in criminal charity, basically, by letting hardened criminals, defendants, rather than having them post bail to be released, they're simply making a promise to forfeit a hefty sum of money, and then they fail to show up, and they basically go on the run. And so that's why I wanted to bring my next guest on, because he has been in this business for about 20 years now. His name is Tony Muñoz, and he is the owner of Borderland Bail Bonds. And if you guys could please help me welcome in Tony to the broadcast. How you doing, Tony?
Hey, Bob. How you doing?
Good. How's everything?
Everything's good. Everything's good.
Good. Thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it.
No, yeah.
So you got to hear a little bit of what I was talking about here with what's going on in the county. And, you know, when we talked about this, I was shocked, you know, when you told me that they're just basically letting everybody out of jail, it seems. You know, could you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, Bob. You know, well, what happened about 2015, they instilled the PreTrial release program, or from the county commissioners. Vince Perez had, been following a county in San Antonio, Bexar County. They have a model over there that of a PR system of letting out indigent people or what have you, out on a PR bond, basically for free. They started in 2015 as a thought and an idea, and since then it's mushroomed out into a monster. El Paso County is the largest bail bond company right now in this town. So from 2015 on, they were just PRing people left and right with what have you. They went through one guy, a manager, and they fired him, hired another guy. This guy's from Colorado. He's instilling a system here that's being followed by the jail magistrates here to let out people if they're deemed, not a threat to society, basically.
Mm-hmm. Right.
No matter what the charge. Now, mind you, it was in the beginning. It was supposed to be for low-level offenders, but now it's gone, and it's everywhere. Like they're PRing everybody, district court judges, jail magistrates. They're they're PRing everybody, and they're doing it because it's easy, I guess, to do, you know. And
when you say PR, explain that to the audience.
PR is a personal recognizance bond.
Okay.
Basically, you go before a magistrate. Before the magistrate, you go before a risk assessor. I don't know how they do this. They have no experience, but you go before a risk assessor and determines whether or not you have money to bail out, or whether you're a danger to the community or you're a flight risk. So right. I don't know if they have a crystal ball or something, but they can't tell. But anyway, it starts with them. They go to the jail magistrate. They give them what their thought process is on it, or they have this paperwork, a system of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If they score a 3 and below, they automatically get a PR bond. If it goes any higher, then they don't. Which there's some people in the jail that probably shouldn't be out on a PR bond. However, that being said, it's there's no control. There's nobody. They don't even know who's in charge over there. They really don't even know. So they're averaging about 300 bonds a week on PR, and that's just basically how it went. I mean, there's so much I can talk about, but basically at the beginning they said that they wanted to save the county taxpayer money by because it costs $65 or $90 to house an inmate if they stay 1 day or longer. So they wanted everybody out. That was the catch.
Yeah, it was under the guise of we're saving the public money, correct?
The public money, which right. It's not true at all. Okay, 50% of the jail population are federal inmates. They're still in there. The federal government pays the county, about $1 million a month just to house those inmates there. Okay,
right.
So that's 50%, the jail annex and the one downtown. So, that being said, they're really only counting for the other 50, basically, right? And so now what they do is there's a whole thing going around the U.S. and the whole state of Texas. They're trying to pass a legislative bill that, they want all misdemeanor offenders, no matter what it is, to be let on a PR bond. They're saying that the bail bond, commercial bail, is a wealth-based system, that only the wealthy can get out, that people shouldn't be in jail solely because they're poor, which is a bunch of malarkey.
Right.
They all can come up with money. Everybody that wants to get out of jail, they can come up with money. There's no incentive for them to get out of jail. And that's not the whole catch either. El Paso County is the biggest law firm in El Paso as well. They have the biggest public defender's office. They keep hiring public defenders left and right. The commissioner's court keeps giving them money to hire more public defenders. And so they're not only in the private enterprise, the commercial bail, they're also, in their part with the attorneys. They're competing with the attorneys. Actually, we're not even competing with them anymore. We're no competition to them.
And the last time I checked, people didn't go to jail because they were poor. They went to jail when they broke a law, right?
Yeah, correct. That's correct. I mean, honestly, everybody's, innocent until proven guilty. But most people that get arrested didn't get arrested just because they were poor. Oh, how much money you got in your pocket? Nothing. Oh, you got to go to jail because you're poor. That's kind of how they make it sound,
But that's not the case. They're pretty much letting everybody out. Isn't it like 90 to 100%?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's, I would say they're letting out about 75% of the
75,
more or less. I mean, I know business, is down for us, and their whole thing is they're saying, well, you guys do it too. The only difference is that we hold the defendant accountable with a cosigner, with collateral, which is something the county cannot do. We make sure that they're going to go to court because we're financially responsible for these people. Let's say it's a $10,000 bond. I write a bond on a $10,000 bond. Sure, I charge them $1,000, 10%, because the jail is asking for $10,000 cash. So I put up basically a post-dated check, which is a power of attorney, and should that defendant fail to appear in court, they cash that check. But the PR bond system, the PR bond office, has no such liability. They miss court. Oh, well, they don't realize that it costs about $1,500 for that particular court every time someone misses court, every single time. There's a study that's been done out of Dallas that's there to prove. So that's, I mean, I know I kind of went all over the place.
No, that's okay. I mean, I get it. So basically, we're just losing money as taxpayers. We're losing money hand over fist. When you say,
Well, yeah, they just keep. They're already funded through 2019. I think they give them $2.2 million or something like that, and I think the commissioner's court is seeking about $3.1 million for the next incoming year. They're trying to get that kind of money. They're trying to apply for grants. They're trying to do. They're just hiring people left and right to the risk assessors. I mean, they're creating an army of government employees.
And what is the cause of this? I mean, is it really under the guise of we're saving taxpayers' money, but we're actually not? Is this politically motivated? I mean, what is your opinion on this?
Well, Bob, I don't like to talk about politics too much on live, but I mean, I'm sure it has a lot to do with it. I mean, look, here's the thing. Do I think pretrial is needed? I think so, absolutely. However, the way they're doing it here, they're running amok. It's just PR this, PR that, and there's no accountability. About 5 years ago, there was about 80,000 warrants. Can you imagine how many there are now? And then people continuously break the law. The only thing that PR does not PR for some reason is traffic tickets. I don't know why. And that's what they should PR the most, because people get arrested for traffic tickets. That's a nonviolent offender, let them get out on a PR bond. But I guess the city would lose too much money for that. There's a county city thing here,
Right. So if they're basically letting out people, because you said when it first started that it was, kind of like low end crimes, but now we're talking about violent crimes or violent criminals that are being let out. Isn't this really a public safety issue as well?
Well, yeah, Bob, El Paso's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And, there's only so much the police can handle. There's only so much the sheriffs can handle. The bail bondsmen, we're an intricate part of the criminal justice system. If someone fails to appear in court, we go get them. Sometimes sometimes all the cops. If not, we do it on our own.
And right now, there is nobody to go get anyone, right? I mean, if they fail to appear, what happens?
They try, but they're undermanned and understaffed, and I feel for the sheriff's department. But I mean, to tell you the truth, I mean, it's turned into a monster, and there has to be something done about it. Us as an industry, we've tried many times to communicate with the commissioner's court, with the jail magistrates, with whomever, but they don't want to talk to us. They don't care. They don't care one way or another, as long as they keep getting paid.
So these people won't even meet with you or any of your colleagues? I mean, they just turn you away, or they don't even take an appointment? Or
well, they say, yeah, okay, we'll meet with you, and then we never hear from them. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like whatever, But look, that aside, is it a public safety issue? Well, yeah, it's a big public safety issue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the poor sheriff that lost his life to this guy that shot him 15 times was on a PR bond. He jumped bail on a PR bond, full PR bond, 1,000.
I haven't heard anything about this in the news, Tony.
Yeah, I know. You will. The thing is that out of respect to the family and all them, nothing's been done about it. But rest assured, it's going to happen. The thing is that I don't know what they plan to do or whatever, but this guy shouldn't have been let out.
No,
I mean,
absolutely not.
This is horrible. I mean, there's some people that just shouldn't be let out. A while back they let out another guy on a PR bond, and I think it was a district court judge, and this guy killed his father, beheaded him, and they told the judge not to let him go. They told him to keep him in, and they let him out on a PR bond. No money, nobody watching him. A week later, he kills his father, cuts his head off. Now, people are going to say, well, they can do it on commercial bail as well, which is correct. But,
mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you something that I've seen in my experience, and it's been 26 years that I've been doing this, Bob. The thing is that when they know they have to deal with the bondsman, they kind of like they respect the bondsman. They kind of fear the bondsman. They know that the bondsman can issue a warrant. They know that the bondsman is going to go looking for them. If they get out on a PR bond, and I'm talking about whatever kind of offenders. I don't care if you're out on a DWI, an assault family violence, or 2 kilos of cocaine. They know the bondsman will come look for them,
Right.
But now they give them a free bond, free attorney. So there's no incentive to go back to court. And there is a huge no-show rate in the PR bond system. Huge. But they're just sweeping it under the rug.
And nobody's hearing about this. Nobody knows about it. I mean, like you said, I haven't heard about this in the news. the traditional media is not covering it. Basically, you broke this, what you just said to us in public right now about this last poor sheriff that was killed from someone that was on a PR bond, and no one has said anything about this. I mean, it's pretty tragic.
You know what it is, and then I mean, honestly, we didn't. The commercial bail industry didn't say it out of respect to the family. You know, we didn't want. You know, and I feel so bad for him. You know, and his family, and you know, I know that he was involved also with you know, youth baseball. You know, which a lot of my friends are involved as well. You know, but look, it's anything can happen anytime, anywhere. You know, you can let somebody out that's never been arrested on a DWI. He can still miss court. He can still kill somebody. Right. So it just depends. But there is no true way to tell if they're going to go to court or not. There really isn't. The thing is, with us, we guarantee it. We guarantee their appearance or your money back. That's basically how it works. You know. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just a lot of things going on, and I know that Mr. Beto O'Rourke is trying to use this for his platform, that bail reform is needed, but he doesn't know. He doesn't know what's going on. A lot of these people that do PR bonds and do all this stuff, they really don't know. They really don't know.
So why do you say he doesn't know? You think that it's a buzzword, or it's just a hot topic that he's bringing up? You don't think he knows these numbers? Do you even know? He
has no clue.
It's unbelievable. I mean, what you're saying is unbelievable.
Yeah, no, he doesn't know. He has no clue. I mean, look, the whole idea, I mean, there's a big thing going on in Harris County right now. They're trying to say that commercial bail, cash bail is unconstitutional, which it was already proven that it was not. You know, you can set monetary bail on defendants if the judge so seems fit, if the judge deems it fit. I'm sorry. But I mean, you know, I think that a lot of people need to get educated. That's what the thing. They don't want to talk to us about it. We can educate them. We're the ones with the experience.
Right.
Masters of this business, not them.
You have a question coming in, Tony, and I don't know if you could see it there, but basically it says, does this apply to misdemeanors? If so, is it both Class A and Class B? Does it apply to felonies also? Didn't you earlier say it was everything, right?
Everything. They're running it across the board. It was technically, that's a good question. It was technically supposed to be for like Class B misdemeanors, non-violent offenders. But
right.
You're seeing it, you know, you're seeing aggravated assaults on police officers, PR bond. You're seeing 2 kilos of crystal meth, which is a felony, full PR bond. About maybe a month ago, there was a girl that was let out on an $850,000 worth of bonds, PR bonds, for delivery of a controlled substance, heroin. So, I mean, trust me, she just got a Mexican vacation. She ain't coming back. You know what I mean? So,
she's gone.
Yeah, no, she's gone. She's like, oh my God, you let me out? I mean, right here, they're playing Monopoly. They get a get out of jail free card, and you know, it just doesn't make sense.
Well, don't you think somebody from Beto O'Rourke's camp should chime in on this? Don't you think they should really look into this and do a little bit of research before they go out and say things? I mean,
well, most definitely. I mean, you can't talk about what you don't know. I know business upside down and backwards. I know it, and I know what I'm talking about. Just if you don't know, you should ask somebody. You know what I mean? There's no stupid question. I mean, and that last question was a very good question. You know, let me tell you.
That was a great question. So, what do you think is the motivation? I mean, it's hard to wrap my head around. Like you said, they have the largest. What is it? The largest DA. They have the largest DA. You said they're building an army, right? But is it to give people jobs, high-paying jobs? I mean, why would you let people out of jail for free? I mean, you said you don't want to talk politics, but it does seem funny. Something smells funny, doesn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, look. I mean, the best thing I could tell you. I mean, I don't know. It's crazy to me, to be honest with you. I mean, like I said, I do agree with some things with pretrial release. I really do. There should be a lot of people monitoring certain people, but not a la carte like they're doing. And is it politically motivated? It seems like it. I mean, you know now, Bob, I mean, like I said, I mean, I'm going to talk a little bit about politics. You know how I feel about, you know, socialist propaganda.
Right.
And this is kind of what it is. You know, they're like, you know, no, I don't know. It's weird. They want to get everybody jobs, pure government. It's not even government funded. This is taxpayer funded program. El Paso County taxpayers,
right,
for this program. They didn't get no grants. They didn't take out a loan, and there's nobody's responsible for it. You know?
Right. And if what you're saying is true, which I agree with you 100%, and it's politically motivated, well, the traditional media tends to lean a little bit liberal, right? A little bit left. So if that's the case, then they're not gonna. That's why no one's heard about this. I've never seen a news story on this. I haven't seen the Times run an article on this, unless I've missed it. But this seems like a big thing. You would think somebody would pick this up.
This is a very liberal town. You know that this is everybody Great Party Democrat ticket here. You know, which is you know, whatever. You know, I grew up in this town. I left for 4 years to the United States Coast Guard. I did law enforcement, search and rescue. Came over here, went to college, started my business. I've owned a few businesses, you know, and, you know, I just think that, you know, there, it is somewhat politically motivated. It is, you know, you know, I don't know. I mean, just there's things that just doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense what they're doing. Like absolutely zero. Nothing makes sense. I mean, there are people that go to court for PR bonds, I'm sure, but they think that, you know, just a text or something will get them to court. And that's not the case at all, man. You know, that's not the case at all. And so, you know, that being said, what to do about it?
Is there anything that people can do? I mean, is there anything that the public can do? Should they contact their city rep? I mean, is there any suggestion or recommendation you can make? People want to get involved with this.
This has to do with the county. I mean, they need to call over there to the county commissioners and ask them why they're playing with their money. They're playing with house money to let criminals out of jail. Let me tell you something, Bob. What they say is that the people that are, you know, poor shouldn't be in jail. What they don't realize is those people that committed a crime that maybe stole something, the victim, the store, is not going to get their money back. They're the crime. And then it goes to the consumer who would say, raise the prices. You know that. Petty theft, any kind of theft, raises the prices. You know, they're going to try to legalize marijuana here, Bob. And, you know, they do a lot of little $300 bonds here, and they PR them left and right, which is probably about right. It's kind of like a traffic ticket, you know? I mean, I see that. They're legalizing it all over the place. But, I mean, there's like a huge no-show rate, and there's nobody paying for this. Well, I take it back. The taxpayer is.
Well, last year they said that this Promise program cost El Paso County at least $15 million. And not to forget the other $1 million or so in unpaid court costs.
That's court costs.
It's crazy.
Let me tell you, let's just say a $10,000 bond jumps bail on me today. We got to go look for him. Got to either reset him, reinstate him, or put him in jail. Either way, I put him in jail. I'm paying the bounty hunter $1,000 just to put him in jail. That's a licensed private investigator. I only deal with licensed private investigators, okay? And then, you know, and then I get a bill. Tony, guess what? We know you caught the guy, but you got to pay $375 in court costs.
Right.
Okay. So as many bonds as I write, those people miss court. I got to pay that. You know, that's fine. I get it. That's because he missed court. That's what it costs the court coordinator, the judge, you know, everybody that's in there gets paid from the county. And so, you know, it's just they made a mountain out of a molehill, so to speak.
And it doesn't sound like it's stopping anytime soon. I mean, how can this?
It's not gonna stop. They don't care. They don't care about the general public. They don't care. They just care about budgets, you know, money, and spending taxpayers' money, spending money that's not theirs. That's what they care about. You know. So,
I mean, can this train be stopped? I mean, where do you see it going?
It's going to stop eventually. I mean, it's a pendulum, you know, it's going to swing the other way eventually.
Right.
The thing is that, you know, I mean, again, I bring it to this poor sheriff, you know, I mean, look what happened. That's a prime example, you know. I don't know. I don't know what's going to go on with that afterwards. I hope they get some kind of relief from it, you know. I don't know how can you ever replace a father, you know, a man, something like that, a husband, that was a pillar of the community, you know.
Right.
But the way we're held accountable, if they jump bail, those people making decisions should be held accountable as well. Those jail magistrates, those district court judges, those county court judges. Right now, that bill they're trying to pass in April, I don't know if it's going to get passed or not. But I think what I'm understanding is the governor, Abbott, is wanting to do bail reform as well. But he wants to put it in the hands of the county court and district court judges. you want to make that decision to give this guy a PR bond while you're making the decision, not a jail magistrate that works part-time.
Right.
So I think that's kind of the way they're leaning towards right now. But I don't know, Bob. I mean, there's just a lot of things that I really don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if I'm going to be in business next month. I don't know if I'm going to be in business next year. I don't know. You know, so, but the one thing I do know is I'm still responsible for every single one of those people that I wrote a bond on. I have a duty to my clients to take care of them. You know, I want to make sure that they are taken care of and that they go to court. That's one thing I do. Well,
yeah, but you have morals and values, and it doesn't seem like a lot of people in this political realm don't anymore. It's kind of sad.
It's very sad, Bob. Very sad. You know, I can't sit there and say that it's a good program, like at all, because it's not. And right. I think that what the taxpayers need to do is get up to the county, march up there, and ask them why. Why are you doing this? What's the motivation? What's the end game? What are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to bankrupt the county? Are you trying to have citizens of El Paso get hurt or injured or killed? You know, I mean, I don't know. It's just I don't know if you ever seen the movie The Purge. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah, well, you recommended it to me, and I saw it. It was kind of crazy.
That's the first movie, The Purge, and that's exactly what's happening here. I mean,
yeah.
Eventually, they're just going to say, you know, everybody free for all. You're all on your own, you know, because, I mean, it's just, it's great. It really is. It really is. I mean, and I'm going to tell you something. I'm not exaggerating about this. Everything I'm telling you is 150% true.
Oh, I know.
So, I mean, is there any other questions you have, Bob? You want to ask me about anything else?
Well, I mean, I just think that Bitro Work Camp better get some researchers on this before they go out and spouting all this stuff off, and get some numbers and some statistics before they get behind an initiative like this. This is crazy. Yeah. This is crazy. This is a public nuisance or a public safety issue, and they're spending our tax dollars, and a lot needs to be done, and something has to happen. And I want to say thank you for coming on and being the voice for your industry, because I think you can kind of be targeted in the sense that you're saying something because, you know, you're taking the leadership role on this. And so I appreciate you coming out and saying it, because like I said, this has not been covered in the newspaper, unless I've missed it. Somebody can chime in here. I haven't seen it.
No, it hasn't, but it will. But let me tell you about, you know, what they're trying to base a lot of this stuff on. There's this black box computer, has an algorithm that's going to determine whether someone reoffends or not. It's going to determine how someone reoffends. It just doesn't make sense. They did it in New Jersey. There's no more bail bonds in New Jersey, New Mexico. And New Jersey has spent, let me see what it was. Might if I look at my phone there, Bob?
Yeah, take a look.
Let's see. I can't remember, but it's just like they're going crazy right now over there.
Yeah, because this program is not just here; it's in other states as well.
It is, and it's already failed in all those other states, and it's going to fail here if it's passed. It doesn't matter; it's failing. They're trying. I get that they're trying. You know, they're saying that some people. There's some lady in Houston that on a $2,500 bond, she got arrested and she didn't have money to make bail, so she committed suicide. About 3 days later, after she does, and I feel for that poor lady.
Right.
She could have some kind of mental health problems, and the jail magistrate or judges should have seen that right then and there. They could have taken that into consideration. That's what they're talking about. Okay, so there are specific conditions. There really are. There's the homeless. There's the mentally ill. There's the first-time offenders, and there's indigent. I get all that, but you can't just roll the dice on every single person. You just can't do that.
No.
And they were trying to save money. It's actually cost the taxpayers of El Paso a lot more money, and they don't even know it.
And you know what's funny is they're trying to break a system with bail bonds that has been around for hundreds of years. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tony. Tell my audience a little bit about how they used to do it back in the olden days, right? It wasn't with gold or something.
As 300 BC, I believe, or something like that. No, I don't know how far back it really goes, but it goes
right.
Back days. Or so somebody was accused of a crime, someone would have to go put up their horse or house or whatever to make sure that person was to go to court, and answer to their charges. So that's what they did, and it worked. This system was never broken.
Right.
You've heard that old term: if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
Same thing here. It applies across the board. But let me tell you, there are some considerations. They're trying to make a mental health program here. They're, instead of having the family of this person that's mentally ill take care of the bill, the taxpayers are going to pay the bill. El Paso County taxpayers. Yes, there's some good programs. There are some good judges here. I really do like a lot of these judges.
Right.
But I think they're as educated as they are. They're uneducated in this business. They just don't know. They think that they're right when they're really wrong. And so it's just, it's lack of communication with our industry, Bob. It really is.
You got a question here, Tony, real quick. How many bail bondsmen are there in El Paso at this time? Do you know?
I believe there's about maybe 9 companies now, or 6 to 9, I think. A couple of them went out of business already. And let's see, 2 companies went out of business. I think there's another one about to go out of business right now. They can't handle the influx of business, because no matter what, our business went down, but the bills still keep coming. Payroll still keeps coming.
Right.
IRS, the bail bond forfeitures still keep coming. I have to pay $16,000 this week in bond forfeitures. And these are people that I couldn't catch. I mean, I got to catch whatever. And then there's a bunch of them that I did catch. So
wow.
They're going back to court. And let me tell you, Bob, some of the people that I bond out and then I go back and put in jail, they get PR'd out right afterwards.
Just like that.
Just like that. There are some, about 10 out of 10, maybe 3 stay because of some of their crimes. But Bob, let me tell you, we go looking for them. We do.
And you get them most of the time.
You know what? I got a 95% rate of catching them.
Yeah.
It just sometimes it does take time. Unfortunately, they only give us 6 months on a misdemeanor, 9 months on a felony, and then we got to pay. So that's kind of how it works, So it's a high level, high stress business. It's 24/7. I love it. I love this industry. I love this business. I love helping my community. I love helping everyone, the law enforcement community, everybody. But what's going on right now is a travesty to this town. I grew up here, probably going to die here, but this shouldn't be happening. I wanted to give a little shout out to a friend of mine, Trey Apodaca. He owns Apodaca Bail Bonds. He underwent some surgery today, and just hope and pray that he gets better. We
wish him well.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that could be said for the industry, and people could come back at you and say, you're only doing this because you want to protect your industry. But the truth of the matter is that you are actually providing a much needed service in this community to keep the bad guys off the streets. This is something that look at the government. They're involved now and they can't do it. They don't know what to do, right? They can't go get these guys. They need a professional like you and the other bail bondsmen to bring these people to justice. And that's just how I see it. It is a valuable service that people should not take for granted. And that's just my opinion.
No, that's a good opinion, Bob. And you're 100% right. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know the end game of this. All I know is that if you're a taxpayer in El Paso, now you know where your money's going. It's not going to teachers. It's not going to give raises to county employees. It's going to my cousin right there. It's going to the criminals that committed the crimes. That's where it's going to. And that's not all. They get a free lawyer, Bob. That's even the worst slap. I remember back a long time ago, it used to be, okay, you got a DWI, you had to spend the night in jail, wake up hungover, had to pay the bondsman, had to go pay an attorney. They take your license away. They put your picture all over the place. You're embarrassed, and you never do it again.
Right.
Now, you get a free lawyer, get out for free. Hey, we'll see you when we see you, and that's it. That's kind of how. Yeah. So, and don't get me wrong, we're not perfect either. We're not. But we do a better job than they do, that's for sure.
Yeah. Whenever the government gets involved too heavily in private industry, look what happens. Look at our healthcare, and look at this now. This is just another, notch in their belt that they can hang their hat on that they shouldn't be proud of. But this is crazy. I wish something could be done. I wish we had answers. Call the county commissioner's court, right, Tony? Start a petition. I don't know what these people can do.
Vince Bettis, he's the one that started this whole thing. So, you can ask him why. He thinks it's great. Ask him why he thinks it's great.
Yeah. Well, if Vince Bettis wants to come on here, or if Beto O'Rourke's people want to come on here and talk to us about it, we'll be more than happy to bring them on.
Oh, yeah. And I'd love to debate Vince and Beto.
Yeah.
bail reform.
We'll put you and Vince on. If anybody sees this and knows them, let them know. Forward this to them. We'll put them on if they want to respond, because this is crazy. This is crazy stuff here.
It is, Bob. It really is. I mean, you know, I'll tell you what I do notice a lot. Crime is going up here in El Paso. I've been in this business 26 years. I know it's not the safest city in Texas anymore. They can say whatever they want. It's not. And so, you know, best thing to do is lock your doors. You know, there's a lot coming in, a lot of migrants, so just more people, more crime. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just a revolving door. It's just like going into the mall, going to the revolving door. Well, they go in, they come out. They go in, they come out.
Right.
So, you know, I mean, I don't know what can be done. All I know is what's being done right now is wrong, and it's costing the taxpayers millions of dollars.
Well, people can start here. If you guys push this out, share this with your friends, your colleagues, let people hear Tony here. This has to get out. I mean, I think people need to know about it. Tony, if people want to contact you, or if they need your service, Borderland Bail Bonds, how can they get a hold of you?
Well, my number is 542-1911. I mean, if you're on Facebook, you know how to get a hold of me. Trust me, people call me all the time, day and night. But, you know, I just want them to know that, you know, just, you know, not be scared, be patient, and you'll get out. You know what I mean? But the thing is that, you know, we need to just keep talking about this, really, Bob. That's the only thing I can tell you. Yeah. And I want to do that thing with your film buddy.
Well, that's something else, right? You were thinking about actually doing a documentary on this and exposing it for what it was. You were thinking about it.
I'm gonna do it. I just wanted to do this show first, and then from there, hopefully that'll come out everywhere, because all you see is a one-sided story. Everything's one-sided. They shouldn't be in jail because they're poor. They shouldn't be in jail. Only wealthy people can get out. How many wealthy people you see in jail? If they're in jail, they're in a federal prison that you know, they get to play tennis. You know, they're not
looks like a country club.
I don't know what they're talking. It's not a wealth-based system. I don't get it. People go over there and borrow their mom, their dad, their cousin, whatever. They come over there and pay, and then it's up to him to pay them back. So they got the family's on the hook when they come with us. You know, co-signers on the hook, their property's on the hook, their cash is on the hook. You know, I mean, it's just a lot of stuff, Bob. It really is. But now with this system, nobody's on the hook. Just the county taxpayer, El Paso County. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty much everybody in El Bondsman right now. But I mean, yeah. So, you know, I think that we should discuss this even more. If people want to get a hold of me, my email is tmunoz@borderlandbail.com, or you can call me at my office, 915-542-1911. You know, I'll be glad to answer any questions that anybody may have. And I guess that's about it, but I really don't know what else to say.
Well, that's great. That's a lot of information.
Yeah.
You
there's a lot more stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know,
that's a lot, you guys. So look, if you guys if you believe in this and what's going on, or if you don't believe in it and you think it's wrong, share it out. Okay. Get this out there. Get a hold of Tony if you can. He's at Borderland Bail Bonds. And just share this out with your friends. You're probably going to be hearing a lot more of this. Tony, I'd like to bring you back for a follow-up, maybe in a month or so. And let's see what happens. Let's see if we get any responses out there from any politicians or anybody that wants to come on and talk. Because I think this is a hot topic, and I really think it's an important topic. So I appreciate you coming on.
Bob, thank you. And good luck with your show, and good luck with the rest of your career, man. You're doing really well.
I appreciate it.
People don't know how long we've known each other, but how long we known each other?
30 years.
I crashed your motorcycle, remember that? All right.
It's been a long time. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. We'll get together, go eat some breakfast or something, or get some coffee, okay?
Sounds good. Talk to you soon.
Okay,
thank you.
Bye-bye.
You guys, I just want to thank everybody for joining me here tonight. And I want to thank our sponsors, Innovair Air Conditioning. If you're considering changing out your old swamp cooler for a refrigerator unit, give them a call at 915-352-3916, or you can look them up at epinnovair.com. and they're really good people, and they're the most trustworthy HVAC company here in El Paso, and you're going to love them. Until next time, thank you for joining me here on the Q&A show. My name is Bob Theriot, and we'll see you on the website. And that's another thing, you guys, go to the website. We've just launched our brand new website. It's TheQ&AShow.com. TheQand Q&A website. TheQ&AShow.com. We like to see you on there. All the archives are on there. You're going to be seeing a lot of interviews and a lot of content. So again, thank you for joining us here tonight. It was a pleasure seeing you, and thank you for spending part of your evening with us. Until next time, bye-bye.